go straight through the middle of those. Only reason I know, Michael, growing up on the river, I must have sat here, fishing my first 5, 7, 8 years just watching Sugar run the river. My older brother, I told him I brought him down here last summer, and really I thanked him, for showing me how to fish, being patient, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without fishing. So on the left-hand side here, we got the Nisqually Wildlife Refuge, now named the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually Wildlife Refuge. And in 2010, I believe it was, we opened the dikes back up down here, and the water started flowing naturally again, back in and out with the tide like it's supposed to. And as we drive down the river here, I think back to my grandfather, Willie Frank Sr., who lived to be 104. And he talked about this was paradise for Nisqually people. And I still think about that quite a bit. What he saw in his life. He was born in 1879. And our language is being awoken again and coming back, and we got language speakers, keepers who are learning from my grandfather's tapes. And I started listening to him just to hear his voice, but every time I come down here, I think about what it looked like in the early 1900s. He passed away in 1983. I was a year old. I don't remember much about him, but all I know is that I've never heard one person say one bad thing about my grandfather. Growing up on the river, my father, he was 50 years old when he had me, so his fishing days were over, so as I got older, I always wanted to learn how to fish, and my older brother, Sugar, he grew up during the fishing wars. He grew up seeing my father arrested. He grew up seeing, all of just that negative, that hate towards our people, I always think about him and my dad both could have been very bitter human beings, and they went the opposite way, and I'm so grateful for my brother showing me how to fish 20 years ago. Now he's to the point where I'm the driver now, but watching him navigate through the river during the day, at nighttime, whatever it is, and I'm on the river all the time because the river's always changing too. Growing up, I was always taught to respect this river. You don't ever be afraid of it though. You respect it though. You come down here and you look at these two eagles off right here though. You look at these two eagles sitting right here, looking at us today. This shows that there's life down here. And this is why we fight so hard to protect it too though. I think this place meant more to, our Nisqually people than folks realize. A lot of the work we're doing now with the schools, with the feds, the cities, local municipalities, it's all centered around wanting to know about us as Nisqually people. Like, we're gonna come and go, but this is gonna be here. The tides are gonna come in and out every day. Human beings, we're not in control. We like to think we're in control, but this is what's in control. This is what we need to be protecting right here. And for my father, this is what he spent a lifetime for. He told me stories about coming down here on Grandpa Willie's canoe. They'd paddle down here. He'd talk about as a kid with Maisel and Uncle Don and Uncle Sonny, and they'd pick flounder all day long. They'd go back up, and now Sugar even talked about that when Sugar and our sister Maureen, who passed away, they'd come down here as kids and, pick flounder all day. We still catch flounder here and there, but hearing those stories, that's what makes this special to me even more. I'm part of this legacy and I'm part of this area, and if nobody else wants to protect this, it's up to us, to work with, all our stewards, all our good people who want to keep this place beautiful and clean. Having you in the boat, just hearing stories, talking. Sitting here with, I had Senator Cantwell, the governor, and Congresswoman Strickland in my boat on the Nisqually River where 50 years ago my dad was getting thrown in jail. He was getting his ass kicked like many other, tribal fishermen, but it's like, that's change, that's progress right there. The fact that you have so many groups coming together on this project